HDR for her, to get her looked at because she hadn't eaten all day and it was concerning. They had not only tested her for parvo, they put her down and gave me a bag, like a grave bag, all for free, which it would have been like a $200 bill. They did everything that they did that day for free. So then I called the vet and told them that Lucille had passed away because of parvo. They told me to bring her in. I couldn't bring her in until Friday. So I brought her in. They told me that I had to cancel her vet visit, which was 2 weeks after she tested positive for parvo. I had to cancel it because a dog is not allowed to have the parvo shot while testing positive for parvo because it does nothing to it. It's like having the flu and just getting the flu shot. Like when you have the flu, it's not going to do anything to you. So I waited the 2 weeks or whatever, canceled the thing, and then I asked her vet, I was like, so then why didn't you test her for parvo the day that they came in? Well, there was no need to. And I told them that yes, there was. There was a dog that came in the day before that was younger than they were, that came off of the same exact property that we were on, that had parvo. And they put the dog down because, well, the dog died because of the parvo. And I said, so when I brought it up to you, you should have checked the dog for parvo. Because when you gave the dog the shot, they already had fucking parvo. I didn't know anything about parvo at the time. Like, I really didn't know what it was.
I learned about parvo because of...
David's dog. It was David's dog. He had just got a puppy that was only a couple weeks old. And they had taken it to the vet. It tested positive. They said $3,000 to hospitalize the dog. They couldn't come up with the $300 right then and there. And not even the next day, right before we took them in, the dog died and I had brought it up.
So,
Hello.
one of my buddies had gotten a pit puppy from someone, and he had tested positive for parvo, but he was able to save it. That dog's happy, healthy, runs around.
Kind of like her.
Yeah, but being as what breed it is, it's really hyper.
Pitbull?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's...
Well, see, they tried telling me that they couldn't test her for parvo unless if they had a unless if they had a fudge, what do you call it? A bowel symptom, like a bowel sample. Like I had to collect her poop to be able to get her poop tested. Well, we were having problems where it was just diarrhea. So, I mean, it was kind of hard to bring it in. So then I called them and I said, well, it's hard for me to get it because she just has really, really bad diarrhea. And they said, well, we can just swab her. And I was like, and yet you've made me wait this long.
Right.
For a fucking swab.
Can't wait to take her in.
Yeah, she's okay.
Can't wait to take her in and they go, this is baby girl? She's gotten so much bigger.
Oh, yeah. I'm really hoping that there's a different freaking doctor there because I will not let my dog see that doctor. Like, no. I can, as a human being, I can fire my doctor. I am firing my vet.
She is snuggling.
I'm actually thinking, like, I want to stay with that vet, but a different person because they are... Like, the people at the front desk are actually really nice. It's just that one in particular person that I don't like. Because the people at the desk are the people who told me to try for the IV fluids, which is something that I can do at the house. It's like, they'll show me how to do it while I'm there, and then I can go home and do it.
Right.
And the IV fluids were easier, and it's cheaper to do the in-home stuff than it is to put her in the hospital. Because it would be $3,000 to $7,000 to put her inside of the hospital.
My sister had to put her dog in the hospital, and my sister ended up having to go pull a loan for $2,500 because of parvo.
I was told that I would not be able to save her if I did the in-home.
You can see the husky fur, right? Like how it's the white ends.
Which is hilarious because, I mean, she's still standing right there.
I said golden doodles, their hair is all curly. Her hair is just...
She's eating stuff off the floor.
Hey. I told you no.
That's how you know she's feeling good.
I told you no, Miss Ma'am.
But it just drives me nuts because the one day that she ended up getting sick and was vomiting, they told me to bring her in so I could put her down. They weren't even going to do any other things. They just wanted me to bring her in and put her down. She's like, you got $70 inside of your account because I had asked how much, because I wanted to make sure that, just in case if she did get it, I wanted to make sure that I would have the money. So that way I didn't have to put her down myself and whatnot. And so my plan was to get her cremated.
Right.
Because Lucille, I could have gotten her cremated, but we didn't have the money because he didn't get a paycheck. And they told me that if I wanted to cremate her, I could take her home and put her in the freezer, but I wasn't going to do that. Like, I'm not going to put my animal where my food is at.
Right.
So we just buried her over at Avery's property.
Ow,
So,
stop scratching.
but when Lucille passed away, I put black paint on her paw and put it on a canvas, and then I did her nose and put it on a canvas. And with her, I was actually prepared, like, I was prepared for her to, like, not really prepared, but prepared for her to pass away. Like, she had the $70 inside of the account to get the anesthesia. Then she had the money for the cremation. But then she ended up getting sick, and I told him that it was good that we ended up putting that money inside of her account, because with the money being inside of the account, she ended up getting sick. And when she got sick, if it wasn't for the fact that that money was in the account, she would have never survived. Because that money got her the medication that she needed at that point. Which she has medication roaming around here somewhere. They're in small, teeny, skinny bottles. One of them is a half pill. It is for diarrhea and bowel movement problems. And then there's a full white pill that is for nausea medication that I cannot seem to find.
Okay.
Just so you know. And then she has her actual dewormer stuff. Vets are annoying. My dog caught parvo October 1st.
You can have your ball. No,
and we had one dog that got put down October 1st from parvo. This dog is surviving from it, but she is way too hyper.
Give me this.
But she has really bad diarrhea again, which I don't understand why. I'm pretty sure that it's because of the... I'm pretty sure she knows that there's going to be a change again. Dogs are pretty fucking smart.
And then there's mine who's kind of, hey.
That's crazy.
He doesn't pay attention. He runs into shit. He fucking falls down the stairs.
Well, I went to go let him outside earlier before I gave him a shower. I let him outside, and he freaking fell down the staircase. I thought it was hilarious.
Pause.
He's an idiot. Stop. I love him to death, but he's an idiot.
Then I let them both out the other day, and dude, they went kind of...
Because I took him outside after I got done cleaning. And his ass tried jumping down the fucking stairs.
Yeah, see, I don't know why he constantly does it, because his feet don't work properly.
And he go...
He's like, I'm a cat. I can land on all fours.
No, he's like... He's the epitome of Black Ops 2 diving through the window thing. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about.
It used to be to the point where I didn't have to have her on a leash.
Well, he broke his fucking collar again.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta take him out on the leash because I don't trust him. I love him to death, but I don't trust him. Last time I tried letting him out without his collar or a leash, and I had to chase him down with the truck.
Yeah, no. I want to get one of the, for the dogs, I want to get the in-ground fencing.
Invisible fence? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, can we just get the puppy?
The puppies are gone.
I want him. There's no puppy. I don't want him. Ow. Ow.
Too late. It was already said we were taking them.
Okay, so next dog I get to choose, and the next dog is German Shepherd, and I'm going to pick it up tomorrow.
McKenna would murder you if you brought... I would murder you if you brought another animal into this house.
I'll bet.
I might beat the shit
It's
out
a
of you.
4-year-old pure white
You're
German
not bringing
Shepherd.
another dog into this house.
We don't have room.
You can wait until Thursday when we get our house.
Oh, so then I can bring it home. Got it.
And then you can have a dog.
I had told Kenna that when we get a bigger place, like where I can actually have my own.
Hold on. Stop.
I told Ken I was taking Bandit with me.
Stop.
Yeah, that probably started something.
No, she just chuckled.
You know what I noticed about her?
But I want to do the invisible fence as well because you don't even like 9 times out of 10 you don't even have to press the spicy button to get him to come back. It's just a beep and he comes back to you.
That's what I did earlier.
Yeah, all you do is beep and he'll be back. If he really doesn't listen, you can vibrate.
He cracked me up because, like, the siding of the staircase, he went to go jump and he completely fucking missed the hole and ran into the hole. I thought it was funny.
His dumbass also fucking hit the ice earlier because he was trying to take off running, and he hit the ice just outside and slid into the van. And then
don't forget that we got downstairs people.
And yeah, and her room is right here.
So I did talk to her about the trash thing. She said that she talked to the trash company, and that's where the trash company told her to put the trash can. So I asked her if she could put it a little bit off to the side and not right in the fucking driveway.
Yeah, because every time it ends up right in the middle of, like, they did a good job this time. The trash people, they put it back where she was putting it, the trash truck was just dropping it in the middle of the driveway, and I almost ran it over like 4 fucking times. Because I not only had to pull theirs out of the driveway, I was like, you know what, if it's in the fucking driveway, I'm just going to pull it all the way to their fucking door. So they didn't have to bring their trash can back. They just don't pick it up. Like, that's...
Nope. They, somebody I know had, I guess they didn't pay their trash pickup, whatever, and she actually got it on video where they came up, it was a normal truck, and they came over, he grabbed the trash can, flipped the trash can, picked the trash, let all of the trash fall on the ground, and then threw the fucking bucket in the back, and then left. Well, when I called the trash company, because I wanted to know, like, what happened, and I was going to try to figure out how to, like, I mean, if the payment wasn't that big, right, I was going to offer to, like, pay it so that way she could keep her trash company. And so I called, and apparently I was harassing them. Because I answered the phone and I said, hi, I have a question. I got a friend who goes through you guys, and I guess her trash was picked up and thrown on the yard, da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, well, she didn't pay her bill. And I was like, well, that still doesn't give your company the rights to dump the trash in the middle of the yard. Like, that is littering. That is illegal.
Right.
And she said something about harassing, and I'm like, I'm not harassing you, I'm just trying to ask a question. Like, as a company, you want to satisfy your customers, not make your customers have a reason to bad talk you. And she was like, I was like, well, I mean, like I get it, but like they dumped the trash in the yard, and I was like, if you had that happen to you, how would you feel? And she goes, well, I pay my bills. I was like, fucking excuse me, bitch? Like, congratulations, you pay your fucking bills, but like not
Life's
everybody can fucking
for some people.
Well, medical, it is harder for some people.
And just in general, it doesn't have to be into one category. Like,
Right, but like you don't know what somebody's going through. Like I
Exactly.
understand it. Like I completely understand it. I would be frustrated if I did something and like when I loan people money and you don't pay me back my money, like I understand it cuz money is money. But like when you were a company, you don't give people a reason to bad talk you. Well, then it was, oh, well, I did this. Oh, well, they never even picked up the trash. Well, it's like, okay, when the car got freaking towed, the
Yeah,
dude
they tore the
destroyed the yard. Like, I understand that I didn't pay my bill, which, I mean, yeah, and I'm not bitching that I got my car taken away, because, yeah, you're right, we didn't pay the bill. Fuck that.
That car was a piece of shit anyway.
But I got the car and it was a piece of shit. Like, he told me there was nothing wrong with the car. And, well, that was a lie.
the first red flag should have been the fact that the damn thing had almost 300,000 miles on it.
I wish I would have said something about that to begin with.
Because I no matter how much I love Ford,
You know the funny
those
part is
3.5s,
the one car they were trying to get him to look at was all busted on the side of it.
There was a Subaru Impreza or a Subaru Outback.
The door was busted in.
I could barely open the fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's why, granted, I understand, like, when people really desperately need a car and they have okay credit and stuff, they go finance a car.
He didn't even have okay credit. His credit was under 400.
It was about 400. It was like 482.
I'm just saying, like, and,
They don't.
then there's,
They.
I'll drive a $1,200 truck all day long.
I miss my $400 truck.
Well, you only got until next week, and then it's hopefully back up and running.
Because I traded a $1,200 SUV for that truck. Granted, that truck was up on Marketplace for $4,500, but I traded a $1,200 SUV for it.
You know, I'm gonna be pissed if I find out that Terry actually went to work tonight, right?
If he went to work and decided to do that, then I'm gonna cuss his ass out, and we're not gonna be friends. I'm not gonna be friends with someone who fucking backstabs me like that.
He told me that he was out of town, reminding you. Thursday, which would have been our Friday. No. Before New Year's Eve, I said, hey, are you going to give me a ride Sunday? He said, yes. Our Thursday, I said, are you going to see us Sunday? And he says, yes. Well, then when he dropped us off, I was like, I'll see you Sunday. And he goes, all right. Well, I messaged him yesterday, and I said, you still giving us a ride to tomorrow? And he goes, well, I'm out of town. You couldn't tell me that you weren't, that your plans changed. So then I messaged him and I said, okay, are you still giving us a ride to work? And he says, yes. Well, he messaged him earlier and asked, and he was active. No answer. Messaged him on something else, asking, hey, are you going to take us to work? Like, you still picking us up for work and whatnot? And he said, yes. Then all of a sudden, around like 7 o'clock, he's like, I'm not going to work. I can't quit throwing up. Okay. But the one day, he was all happy, all laughy, making jokes with us, dancing. I don't know, he was being weird. Like, and then all of a sudden, he was back to his fucking
broody.
Boo-hoo, I ain't got a girlfriend. I'm gonna cry me a river. Like, dude. And constantly wants to sit there and say, oh, you got any single friends? But no, bitch, that's not how it fucking works. Like, you're picky as fuck. They gotta they gotta look a certain way. They have to like certain things. Like, you wonder why you ain't got a girl, because you're fucking picky. You don't go for the people who have the best heart. Like, you go for fucking looks and all the other things. Like, looks shouldn't matter, first of all. It should just be a bonus point. Second of all, like,
Don't even start.
I understand liking a certain type of person, but, like, the standards is, like, a whole rap sheet of things that they're not allowed to like, do, or have. So, like, I can understand why he's still freaking single. Because, like, no. No. Then it's like every single girl that I know is a bigger, like, a heavier set girl. Like, I don't know no twigs. Which was funny because I've always, like, all of my friends have always been heavier set. I was always the skinniest person in high school. Like, I would not set you up. Even if I had a single female friend, I would not set you up with one of my friends because your standards are ridiculous. And a woman should not be
controlling as fuck, too.
Oh, yeah. To 100 freaking %. Because, okay, so he sits there and says, and this is one reason why I was really mad at him the other day. He sits there and says that he's not the person to take a move on a taken person. Whether they're married or just in a relationship. Then the other day he sat there bragging how he tried sleeping with a taken woman. Because he was talking to her on the phone. And I was like, oh, is that your girlfriend? And he goes, no, she's taken. And I was like, oh. And I was like, with the smile on your face that you give, it didn't seem like she was taken. Like, I thought you guys were in a relationship. And he goes, no, but I tried sleeping with her the other day.
I don't understand him.
Right. Then when we were in frickin' Cadillac, when we were all drinking, another individual that we were drinking with was talking about a whole nother person, and Terry was about to go sideways after him because Terry thought that he was talking about me. And so Terry went to go say something about it to him, and I was like, he's not even talking about me. Like, he is talking about somebody completely different. And Terry was like, okay, because I don't do the whole home wrecker thing. I don't like that, and I don't tolerate it. But then, just a couple days ago, you're talking about basically destroying a relationship. Like, how double standard, two-faced is that?
Trust me, I understand.
Hello.
I've dealt with a lot of two-faced people.
Right, I'm not gonna hook you up. Like, I'm sorry. I've hooked up a couple of people, and I regret it. I mean, okay, I gotta give myself credit. I mean, if it wasn't for me, you and McKenna would have never met each other, but...
What? She's the reason that me and McKenna even started talking.
Me and Nate were talking about getting married, and we were just gonna go to the courthouse. I wasn't actually gonna do it, but this was when we were like, when me and McKenna were trying to play around with Nate, because we all knew that he was screwing with me. And so we were supposed to go get married. I don't know if he knew about it, but McKenna knew about it. Well,
no, I thought it was actually a fucking thing.
No, me and McKenna did a group chat because McKenna was my best friend. Will was Nate's best friend. So I said, oh, well, he's single, she's single. We got to do a group chat because, I mean, she's my best friend, he's your best friend. So we did a group chat, and I was like, Will, this is McKenna, this is Will, get to know each other. And then me and Nate left the freaking group chat.
You know, I feel bad.
Which left him and McKenna by themselves. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, I come over here and McKenna's like, I'm going to go see Will. I was like, with what gas money? And she goes, oh. And then she wanted to take my truck. No, it was my Jeep. What did I have at that point? Was it No, it wasn't the truck. It was the Jeep. It was the second Jeep.
It was before I met you.
Yeah, it was the second Jeep that Nate had got. And, well,
I can't believe her ass almost backed into the cars in the fucking parking.
We ended up having to...
What?
Yeah. They were leaving the first time I met him, and her ass almost backed into Coda's BMW, bro. Yeah.
Not me.
No.
McKenna.
She almost backed into the BMW. Fucking Nate had to fucking back the truck down the driveway.
In Dad's truck.
No, in Kenna's truck.
Oh, yeah, McKenna's truck was still working.
So, wait a minute.
I thought we took Dad's truck that day.
No. Kenna's truck. It was. It has always been Kenna's truck until it started having all these issues.
So you're telling me she's almost ran into vehicles?
Why do you think the other day? Why do you think the other day when she was backing out of the driveway, I said let somebody else back out of the driveway? Because she was coming into oncoming traffic and she does not know how to back up a truck. She owns a truck, but doesn't know how to drive a truck.
She can't back up a truck at night. She has since being with me, she's gotten a lot better because I'm not going to lie. There are times where I'm like, hey, you need to watch what the fuck you're doing.
Shit. Really? Yeah, no. At nighttime, no.
No, at nighttime, I drive.
100% no, don't.
When I was working with Avery, and I had the black truck up
Hi,
and running,
Amber.
I
don't know if you're still in here. I'm sorry.
Every time he'd send us down for handholds, it was like quarter mile down the road, right?
Stacey.
But it was backwards from us. All our trucks were facing the other way. I'd pop my truck in reverse and just go, bang.
Yeah, no. Kenna, and the thing is she pulled straight up the driveway. She didn't have to turn the wheel at all.
Yeah.
And she almost backed into the BMW. We had 3 BMWs sitting side by side. And then the Chaser right next to the BMWs. Chaser. Yeah, it's a fucking car from Japan.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a
turbo. When I told you that Coda works on vehicles,
we don't usually fuck around with many mom cars. Usually we were BMWs and all that shit, like
what do you mean
Japanese cars and shit, like.
All I got to say is if she would have hit one of those Beamers, that would be an expensive.
So,
yeah, because those cars were being raffled off.
When I started hanging out with Nate and I met Will and freaking... I still think the first time me and you met was hilarious. I mean, that was the most. That was the most epic. That was the most epic fucking meet and greet that I've ever fucking had. Like
going up the Meyer fucking hill.
I can never say that I met somebody the first time and got pulled over, and then was accused that you kidnapped me.
Did what? She also explain to you the fact that the cop, he looked in the back seat and said, "Can I have your ID?" And she's like, "You don't need his fucking ID. He's not fucking driving."
Oh, yeah, she did tell that.
I thought I was going to go to jail. Oh, not to mention that I literally, what is the word that I'm looking for when you smack somebody or you punch somebody?
Assault?
I literally assaulted somebody in front of the cop and the cop didn't do anything. Because...
Didn't you smack Nate?
I did. It wasn't no light smack. It was a whap. Like, you heard my hand hit his chest. Like, he went, ow. And the cop just sat there staring at me.
I found it funny that the cop, one of the things the cop
I got
mentioned was, well, I see a big dude in the front and a big dude in the back, but I didn't see nobody in the passenger seat. And she's like, did it ever occur to you that I was laying down?
Well, no, I didn't say that I was laying down. So when he had pulled us over, like, I was leaned back. Like, my seat was leaned back. Which, technically speaking, when you're driving down the road, you're not supposed to have your seat leaned back. Because it's a safety hazard. Da-da-da-da-da. So when he had whipped around the corner, all I heard was Nate go, "Oh, fuck." And I'm like,
that's a cop.
What do you mean, oh, fuck? And he's like, I'm getting pulled over. And I'm like, were you speeding? Like, I knew that all my shit was, like, whatever, because I had just bought the car. Like, literally just bought the fucking car. And so he's like, no, I wasn't speeding. I was like, were you swerving? Were you doing anything that could get you in trouble? He's like, no. So the cop walks up and I said, were we speeding? And he goes... No. And I said, well, what's the reason for pulling us over? Like, what did we do wrong? Like, if we weren't speeding, why are you pulling us over? And the officer goes, why are you asking all these questions? And I was like, well, don't you typically ask questions when you get pulled over, sir? And he's like...
She was just popping off at the fucking mouth.
He's like, well, I'm pulling you over because of your light that makes me basically allows me to read your license plate. And I'm like, so you're pulling me over because of the light when you're going down the hill. How are you even we're going the opposite direction. You shouldn't be paying attention to my license plate anyways. Like, you're going down a hill, sir. And he's like, why are you asking all these questions?
And I was like, saying that there was no insurance on the car.
Well, then he asked me for my information. Well, I gave him my ID because it's my vehicle, and I gave him my registration and all the other stuff.
Nate obviously had to provide his license.
Nate gave his information because he was behind the wheel. So the officer grabs the flashlight, looks in the back window, and says, "Sir, I'm going to need your ID." And I said, "No, you don't. He's in the back seat." Technically speaking, the only ID that you need is the driver. You are not allowed to ask, well, whatever. I said, legally, you're not allowed to ask the passenger or the people in the back seat because they did nothing wrong. The person who is driving the vehicle is the one that you ask. Unless if there is probable cause. So the officer goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to go run these." He goes back to his vehicle. He comes back and he says, "I have a little suspicions." And I was like, "All right, what is it?" And he goes, "Well, where are you guys going?" And I'm like, "To drop off something to his brother's house." "Well, where are you coming from?" I said, "His house." And then he goes, "How long are you going to be out?" And I'm like, "Why are you asking me all these questions?" And he's like, "What?"
It's because you were from Saginaw.
He's like, "Well, you're from Saginaw." And I said, "Uh-huh." And I was like, "I actually live in town. I live in my car." And I had all the stuff in the back seat. So it did look like I was living in my car. Like, you could actively see.
There was a pistola
underneath of all of the equipment. So I said, "Well, I live in my car. I just got a job working at Subway. If you want to clarify that, you're more than welcome to clarify that. But I am living in my car, and it shouldn't matter where my registration is from or where my license plate is out of." And I said, legal. "Do people not go, like, I mean, when people have Florida plates, do you pull them over at 12 o'clock at night?" And he goes, "Well, the only reason why I'm pulling you over is because I seen 2 people in the vehicle, not 3. And I'm like, "Again, you were going down a motherfucking hill. Why are you looking so intently inside of my car?"
Weird that there was a dude in the front and a dude in the back, but nobody in the passenger seat.
Right. So then the officer goes, "Well, listen. So then the officer says, "Well, how do you know the 2 people sitting inside of the car?" And Nate goes, "Well, I met her," and I'm like, whack, right across the fucking chest. And he goes, "Ow." And I was like, "You don't need to know that. The car came registered to me. I'm clearly not in cuffs or tied to the front fucking seat." And he goes, "Well, how do you know the person in the back?" And I said, "Again, why does that matter? Maybe we're all in a 3-way. Like...
Dude, when I said she was popping off at the mouth, she was popping off at the motherfucking mouth.
The cop looks at me and he goes, "Okay, ma'am, you have a very good day. I hope you guys have safe travels." He turned around and walked away. I mean, it's no better than when you were in the car and we got pulled over in the truck, and I sat there with my phone
I had
recording.
Cats in between in a box in between my fucking legs.
Oh, yeah,
Listen.
you were with us. I forgot about
that.
that.
I was in the front seat.
It was him, Nate, me, and you.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't Parker with us too?
No.
Oh.
No.
I thought he was.
There was a third person in the back seat, though.
It was Parker.
No, it wasn't Parker.
Yeah, because Parker went to go look at the dogs with us.
Yeah.
We went to go show Parker the dogs because we were going to get your cats. Because I said, "Oh no, if anybody gets in trouble, we're going to get yelled at by Mom," because Parker's with us and Parker was a minor child. But we had insurance on the truck. We just didn't have a license plate and the title switched over.
That was funny too. When he goes,
"Oh, that kid. They better come get that car fucking Friday."
Why?
My tags?
Oh, yeah, your tags.
hmm? Oh.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see how I don't, like, okay, look, if you ain't got, like, if you didn't do anything illegal, which I learned it when I was pulled over in Elma, and then when we were just talking about it earlier today at visitation, when, I was sitting we were talking about it at, lunch with Grandpa. So, in 2023, after Brennan had left, I had a couple of friends come over. Me, Anna, and, like, 2 other girls that I knew. Well, one girl that I knew came over, and we were all playing on my hoverboard. We were drinking, but I was of age, so I was allowed to drink. Anna was allowed to drink because she was of age. So we were having a drink. Well, the other 2 girls were drinking too, because we weren't going to leave them out. But they weren't drinking enough. We had literally just started drinking. So the one girl above had a huge problem with me. She also had really, really bad mental health problems where, like, she was freaking psychotic. She called the cops, telling the cops that I was breaking into my apartment. So reminding you, I had my Achieva, right? So I had literally just been in the hospital like 3 days prior to this. Actually, no, it was the day before because I had gotten out of the hospital, grabbed my stuff, and went all the way up from Elma all the way up to Holton Lake with an illegal car. Like, I didn't have insurance. Like, everything was completely illegal on it. So then I came back. We're sitting there playing, whatever, hanging out. Cops show up, and the cop was like, stand up against your car. And I was like, okay. So we hid the alcohol. Like, we stuck it inside of the trunk. And the cop goes, stand up against your car. So I'm standing up against the car. Well, he goes, I was like, what can I help you with? Like, are we doing something wrong? It was only 9 o'clock. So, like, actually it was 8 o'clock. So, like, there should have been no reason, like, the noise complaint, there should have been no noise complaints. I asked the officer why he was here, and he's like, we'll get back with you. And I was like, no, you're here. You could tell me what I'm doing wrong. So the one cop goes, I'm going to go talk to the people who called. So he walked up in the door to the people I've had multiple different problems with. And I was like, oh, I already know where this is going to go. What did they say that I did this time? And he's like, well, you're breaking into the apartments. And I was like, I live here. How can I break into an apartment that I live at? Like, I don't think that's called breaking and entry. I think that's just busting out a window. Which I wasn't. I was on the hoverboard playing around outside, having a good time, because it was summertime, it was nice outside, and I'm an adult. I didn't have my kid. My kid was over at her dad's house. So freaking the one officer, like, my heart rate started going because they said that I was upstairs pounding on their door saying that I was going to KILL them and that I was going to beat them up. And so I asked the officer, I said, so how many calls did you get remarking that I did this? And the officer goes, only one. And I said, okay, well, wouldn't you think? He's like, stop talking and just stand there. We'll get with you in a second. So I started pacing back and forth because at this point I was freaking frustrated. I was mad. So, the freaking, I start pacing back and forth, like, literally walking back and forth from my car, and the officer goes, stand there and stand still, and I was like, I don't have to. Like, I am walking from the front of my car to the back of my car. I am pacing. I literally just got out of the hospital from a heart problem. I am trying to keep my heart rate down, or you're going to watch me flop on the fucking ground, and you're going to have to call medic.
Right.
I'm like, I am allowed to walk back and forth. He's like, I told you to stand there. So I went to go call my mom, and he's like, put your phone away. I said, I am calling my mom. He goes, how old are you? I said, 24. Or at the time, I was 23. I was like, I'm 23. He goes, you don't need to call your mom. I said, are you going to contain me? No. Am I being arrested? No.
Then I'm allowed to do whatever
to do whatever the fuck I want. If you don't want me to call my mom, put me in handcuffs, read me my Miranda rights. Until then, you can shut the fuck up and stop telling me what to do. I am not being arrested. I'm not being detained. You're not detaining me, and you haven't read me my Miranda rights. I said, are you going to read me my Miranda rights? He goes, no. So the cop comes down, and he comes to approach me. The other cop did. And he goes, hi, Shar. And I'm like, hello, officer. How you doing today? And he goes, pretty good. And he goes, wait a second. You live here. I was just here the other day. How's your heart? And I said, well, I don't know. I got 2 freaking cops standing over top of me, one being a jackass, and I got 4 standing over there. So you tell me how my day is going. And I was like, so you want to tell me why you guys are here? And the other cop goes, I just told you that. And I said, no, I'm not talking to you. I'm like, you can switch out with the different cop because I'm not talking to you. I am talking to him.
Right.
And so I'm on the phone with my adopted mom who lives like across Alma. At the time she lived across Alma. The other cop walks up and he says, well, they said that you that you were threatening them. And I said, oh, that's pretty funny. And he goes, well, this isn't the first time we've gotten the call. And I said, oh, when else did you get the call? And he goes, well, the other day, but when we went to come talk to you, you were leaving the house. And I said, oh, so what was the call made on? He's like, well, they called when you were in the hospital saying that you were threatening them. I said, oh, so while I was unconscious, laying inside of a hospital bed, fighting for my life, I was threatening to beat their ass. Damn, I'm one very fucking talented woman. Didn't know that, because when they came to pick me up, I didn't even know where I was at. Right. Like, I couldn't breathe. My oxygen level was really low, and my heart rate was really fucking high. So they had rushed me to the hospital with the lights on and the freaking sirens on.
Right.
And so I was like, it's pretty sad that you're going to sit here and say that I'm breaking into this place when I'm not even breaking into the place. I live here. And the officer goes, yeah, we're just going to leave it. I hope you have a good day. And then he goes, just so you know, you lost, you can't drive anywhere, because I was over by my car. So that he was like, do you plan on driving? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, I don't advise you to drive. At this time, he still had his camera on. And he's like, I don't advise you to drive because you don't have a license. And I was like, what do you mean I don't have a license? He goes, your license was suspended. And I was like, what do you mean my license was suspended? Because I had gotten a ticket and I hadn't paid the ticket yet. Which I didn't know that it was suspended. And so all of a sudden the cop clicks his thing, and he turns around, he clicks his thing, and then he turns back around, and he says, well, you ladies have a very nice day. I'm going to go this way. We're all going this way. And I was like, okay, all right, you gentlemen have a very nice day while you're going that way. And my friend turned around, and she goes, dude, did he just tell? I was like, shut the fuck up. And she goes, he just gave... I was like, shut the fuck up. He's just telling us he's going this way. There is no av to this. He's just going this way.
Okay, so amidst my addiction...
Yeah, good.
I had a 2004 Chevy
No, they're
Impala.
not my neighbors.
It was burgundy. Like a purplish burgundy color.
Kind of like the color out here, but darker.
Way more purple.
Try to catch up.
It was
Hold
a
on.
really weird
I got
color.
a lot of comments.
Anyway, this thing had transmission issues.
Story time. I'll give you a lot of stories. I got stories for
bombing
days,
this car
bro.
everywhere, right?
Good evening. How are you doing?
Well,
I'm
I go
good.
over to my plug's house.
Did you move?
Day.
No, we moved Thursday, hopefully.
Are
they still your neighbors? No, they're not my neighbors no more.
Doing what I'm doing. Go get in my car for work. I'd already been up 18 hours at this point, and I just picked up some. I was going to pull a 12. It was my first day going to AGA Marvell. And I got out in my car, sat down, did my whole routine, put the phone in the thing because the speedometer didn't work in the car, so I had to use the phone as the speedometer, everything. Mm-hmm. Set everything up, hook the phone up to the radio, everything, fire the car up, look up, and my windshield is shattered. Found out while I was in the bathroom, using the bathroom, my plug had fucking went out and threw a rock into my windshield.
Why?
He was tweaking. He was out of his fucking gourd.
Before you guys get rid of that van, because of the fact that you're actually getting rid of the van, you need to write down the VIN number so that way you have the VIN number for police records.
I'll just take a picture of the title.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Take a picture of the title so that way you have it for police records. And then when you're cleaning it out, I would record you cleaning it out, just the back part. So that way if you find anything that doesn't look like it was in there prior to the window getting smashed,
I'll be able to tell what went through my window.
Yeah, you have evidence. And then, I don't know if McKenna actually went and got that report yet, but she needs to go get that report because court's coming up.
But I called the police because I was buying the car from my ex-girlfriend, but we were hooking up kind of thing.
Situationship.
Yeah. And I was I was buying the car from her. And because the car was still on loan, I couldn't put the car in my name. So therefore, I couldn't put a plate or tags on the car. Well, I go out, call her, tell her. She's like, yeah, there should be insurance and everything on it. He's like, okay, cool. Call the police. The police come out. And it was one of my favorite cops in Belding. He's awesome. He pulls up behind me. He looks at me. He's like, so, Will, what are we dealing with tonight?
Hi, Amber.
And I'm like, well, it seems somebody has smashed my windshield. So I need a police report on the fact that I can't take my car nowhere. And he does the whole report, everything, and he runs the plate. No insurance on the car. Mind you, I've been driving this car for like 6 months, making payments and everything on this thing, because it was supposed to be fully legal. Like, I was paying $400 a month to her, and the car payment was only $250.
Yeah, so you're paying double
for the insurance
double, yeah.
and everything else.
Chew on.
And so
on this.
he fucking
I doesn't like. Ow. Listen.
She actually did break
My tooth freaking hurts today, okay? Yes.
He's like, so
I'm 26.
You were planning on taking this car somewhere? I was like, yeah, I was planning on going to work. And he's like, well, you ain't going nowhere in this car. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, this car has no insurance and the tags are expired. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't know that. And I gave him the number to the girl that I was that whole thing and everything.
I'm not chewing on your finger, dude.
And then he's like, well, how far away is your house again? I was like, my house is like 2 blocks away. And he's like, well, here's what I'm going to do. He's like, I'm going that way. He's like, you go that way and get the fuck home, because if I see that car on the road, I am booking your ass.
You want to hear something funny? Well, actually, 2 things funny. 2 separate incidences.
I still think it's funny that the cops let you drive the car like freaking
3 houses.
Oh, that was your TV. I was like, what the fudge?
3 houses.
It wasn't even 3 houses. It was like a house and a half.
It was like 100 feet.
I was at the fucking corner. I should have drove to the fucking house.
He goes, there could have been a car accident. And I'm like...
Then I'm like, well, I can push it.
There's
like, plenty of daylight. No, not in these weather conditions. I can't allow that. I'm like, it's got 4 ways, motherfucker. I'm not 600 pounds and covered with
he's
back
right
lights.
behind you. I don't have time for that.
Well, no,
but you sat there and waited for the tow truck to go down the road, flip around, come back, because the tow truck driver cannot load my truck from the front. He has to load it from the back because of my front suspension design. He cannot grab my truck by the front. So he had to flip around, go back down there, and then reload the truck. And the cop sat there for all that, but my ass could have pushed the truck to the driveway before that tow truck had even appeared. And I had to pay $75 to get the truck towed that fucking far.
The one thing I don't like about cops, and I think this is where I really actually started despising cops, was when I was with Harley, we had Carolyn, we had Faith, and we had Renesmee in the back seat. Harley was like, the road had a curve to it, and then it had like the no pass zone or whatever. He bypassed two cars at once, almost getting in a head-on collision, went to go get over, and in the moment that he was like inches away from running and like getting into a head-on collision with this car, he gets over, and there's a freaking state cop. Reminding you, he's going 90 down the road in like, I want to say maybe a 20 area. Like, it was one of the back roads, so I don't even know how fast, like, the typical thing would be.
I don't know, I do 55, 60 Michigan. Down back roads.
But so he was going 90, way higher, even if it's 55, right. Way too freaking high for the speed limit. all he got was a ticket.
You will not go to jail unless you hit triple digits.
Nope. He had 3 children, minor children.
Oh, yeah.
One of them being under the age of 3 in the back seat while going 90. That is child endangerment.
I didn't hear that
His one daughter wasn't even in a car seat because she needed, well, not a car seat, a booster seat, because she didn't meet the height and she didn't meet the weight limit, and they still allowed him to go. Do you know how much I was begging for them to take him in that day when he got pulled over? I was like, please take him, please take him, please take him. And then they were like, you have it.
Because I don't want every... Thing is like, every time I had a cop behind me, I was scared shitless because I didn't know whether or not I could get in trouble for that.
Mm-hmm.
Being as the truck is as old as it is, the back seat belts are not designed.
I want to say she's my grandma anymore, but she was my grandma by marriage. She had a really, really old car that didn't have seatbelts in it.
So if you own
and
a car...
its name was Susie Q.
If you own a
that
car...
was fucking gorgeous.
1964 or older...
Counts as a classic.
No. They do not have seatbelts, and you are not required to put seatbelts in them cars. You do not have to put seatbelts in cars that did not come factory without seatbelts. My dad had a 1964 Ford Galaxy 500. He got pulled over one day. And the cop looks at him and he's like, pulling you over for no seatbelt. My dad's like, how are you going to give me a ticket for no seatbelt when this car didn't even fucking come with seatbelts?
Yeah.
And the cop is like, what do you mean? He's like, it's a 1964. Ford, first off, Ford didn't even start putting seatbelts in these cars till 65. So you're going to try to give me a ticket for something that the car didn't come equipped with?
Something I want to do this summer. I want to go to car shows. They have one up in the UP every year.
St. Ignace.
Mm-hmm.
We do fireworks shows up there.
The St. Ignace truck show is the biggest... No, it's semi-trucks.
I know.
It's the biggest semi-truck show.
I wanted to go to the Mackinac Trail or Mackinac Bridge walk. It's when you start on one end of the bridge and they close off the bridge so people could go from one end and walk all the way across the bridge.
Uh-huh.
Talwash is... There's another sort of show there.
So Belding used to do,
You know who tried saying that he got first place this year in the car show with his grandma's car, and then it was said that they didn't even go.
And
no, they went. He was there. I think his grandma's car did get first for the class that it was in.
Not this year. His mom even told me that, because that was around the time that he had this whole entire lie spiel going on, where he tried saying, you know the cemetery that's just down the road from his mom's?
Yes.
When we got that really bad storm up there and the tornado went through and it took down the car wash. The only thing this tornado took was the freaking car wash.
Yep. Completely
missed Myers, completely missed McDonald's, the store that was right next to it, but it took the car wash. He said that a tree fell on his buddy's grave. So I went down there and went to go check his buddy's grave because he said he left his hat down there and he said that he couldn't go get his hat. So I went to go get his hat for him. For starters, the whole entire cemetery wasn't even touched. Then the tombstone was still in one piece. And then there was no trees around the area. Like the spot that his tombstone was in a completely cleared freaking area. There was no freaking trees there.
That's okay.
So how can a tree fall on top of your friend's grave and then them to fix the grave and move any proof that the tree fell? What is that?
That's a picture he sent me today.
Oh gosh.
The V10's not healthy.
And?
Huh?
Wait, is that Chewy?
Uh-huh.
Oh, this sucks to be him.
And then...
I went to his text messages. I ain't trying to read. Chewy is a really tall freaking truck.
Chewy is an F-250 that's lifted with a fucking...
with a V10.
Yeah, with no mufflers. This thing sounds like a fucking F1 car going down the road. It is so fucking loud, but it is so fucking fun. I do like that truck. I'm not gonna lie. Nate may be how he is, whatever, but the truck itself... That thing's fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, the truck itself, the owner of the truck is just well, we're not going to say that because I'll get...
But he liked my window tint so much that he fucking went and copied and put 5% window tint on his truck. He just got the truck tinted today. And...
What happened to him actually having a job for you?
He quit working for the dude.
Literally just limping. Same thing. Temp gauge pegged, and it's like running like fuck. And oil pressure goes down. This really worries me.
Know why it worries him? Because when he gets into a car, he sits there and puts the fucking gas all the way down when he's freaking mad. And then just sits there and slams on the freaking gas.
Did you not hear me?
Always... Nate is 10 times worse. He blew up 4 vehicles within
I can't say I've done that, but what I have done is foot to the floor from the second I'm out this driveway all the way that way.
I've watched this man take a vehicle that could have lasted longer and destroy it. Every vehicle you've done it in, you've never done it to the point where it actually breaks the vehicle. This dude took all of my vehicles and broke the Jeep that I got from freaking Coda was a really nice Jeep. I loved the freaking Jeep. I had plans for the Jeep.
That Jeep was really nice. It just had a weird fucking like flywheel knock or something.
Yeah, every so often you could hear the cluck, 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 and then it would stop. Yeah.
And then it would go away. And it was fine for like 20, 30 minutes, and then it'd come back.
And then every so often it would have like a shake.
Oh, yeah, the Jeep death wobble.
But anyways, as I was trying to say, the Jeep that he had got me, not only did he get it for a good price, Coda had taken it that day and we went mudding with it. And the only person who drove it was Coda because he was like, this is what the Jeep could do, because he was pretty proud of it. He had literally just did the work on it. Fixed all of the work, which he should have sold the truck for over I want to say over $1,000, because the amount of work that he did was actually pretty freaking pricey. So anyways, he gave us the Jeep. There was nothing wrong with it other than the click, 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 which Coda was like, just so you know, it has this problem. He's like, I don't know what it's from. If it's still doing it or if it gets worse, and hit me a message and we'll figure it out. And he's like, I'll figure it out for free. Like, any of the work that needs done to it, just bring it back and I'll fix it for free. So I was like, alright, cool.
Minus the fact that parts had to be paid for.
Yeah. So anyways, we had taken it. Well, I asked if I could drive it. It also had a steering wheel problem. It was harder to... the steering had gotten really tight. Even with the stuff inside of it.
So it had a lift kit. It had, I want to say 33s on it.
The one that I seen out here when I first
No.
came over?
No, this one was my
like
silver
a flawless one. It was silver. It had a Yokohama roof rack.
Here.
No, roof rack.
Yeah, it had a roof rack on top of it for like...
You guys only paid, what, like $800-900 for that truck?
Not even.
Maybe 700.
Oh, you want to hear something funny? He got mad because I let her drive my truck and not
Yeah, I
him.
know. I was the first person that heard about it. Trust me.
I guess he got jealous.
Dude. He was pissy because she was wearing your hat, she was driving your truck.
That's mostly because I didn't feel like driving.
A whole bunch of
No,
shit.
he had walked in the door one day when you were at work, and all I was doing was folding your blanket, and I got yelled at for it.
What, this blanket?
Because I was in there, that blanket and whatever else I folded
I had
up.
a pillow.
This wasn't the day that I had brought my stuff, or had brought your stuff down to you. It was before, well, way before any of the stuff even happened. So I was in the kitchen, I had cleaned the kitchen. I had came in here, picked up all of the dirty plates and stuff, brought them out there, cleaned the bathroom, cleaned downstairs, cleaned up here. The only thing I had to do was clean the living room. So I went to go clean the living room, and I picked up your blanket, went to go fold it, and he's like, "Why are you touching his blanket?" And I was like, "I'm literally cleaning the house." "Well, you don't have to touch his stuff. To clean the house, I have to move it so I can take underneath of the..." Because I was taking the cushions off, and I was vacuuming underneath the cushions, because Kai had made a mess that day. And I was like, why am I only going to take 2 cushions off and not the other one? Like, the fuck's cleaning half-assly? So then he moved the stuff for me. I was like, seriously, dude? Seriously? But the one argument that me and him had gotten into was he kept throwing a hissy fit because I was touching your stuff, or I picked up your shirt, or I put your stuff inside your bag, and he's like, "That is so disrespectful to our relationship." And I just kind of chuckled. I don't even know why. He's full force screaming at me. And I chuckled. And I said, that's pretty funny. Because you call that disrespectful while you're sleeping with your ex.
And he
just
drop him
looked
off
at me.
At his ex's house.
Alright. I'm like, he just looks at me. And I was like, I'm not wrong. Like, you literally had him drop you off at your ex's. Then tell him that it was your mom's house. Like, as if I'm stupid and he's not going to describe... Like, I know where your mom lives. I know where you live. So, like, when he describes this, and you didn't even know where his mom lived. So, like...
I didn't know where his mom lived till I dropped the car off at his house.
Right. So then he was like, well, that's... So, like, when he describes this, and you didn't even know where his mom lived. So, like...
I didn't know where his mom lived till I dropped the car off at his house.
Right. So then he was like, well, that's disrespectful. And
I didn't know where his mom lived till I dropped the car off at...
And I'm pretty sure I made him mad because he walked out the door. Like, literally right when I said, oh, well, you're sleeping with your ex and leave me every other day. And then message me and tell me that I have to stay. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, bro, go away.
Talking about the tickets thing. 2 things. I got into an accident with a little piece of crap Honda, right?
Oh, Jesus.
This Honda...
I want this truck still.
Oh, Jesus
It's...
Christ.
Ew.
Oh, no. The inside of it was actually pretty decent.
I went to go pull out of this house, right? And it's like a blind driveway into an alley. I didn't see this car coming. You don't see it till you're like, say this is the end of the driveway. You don't see it till your vehicle's out in the alley. So I went to go pull out of the alley slowly. Well, this fucking car went like this. I went to go pull out. Our vehicles collided. Their car rode up my fucking passenger tire. The front passenger tire, mind you. Came slamming down. I didn't have insurance at the time.
This was the first car that I had that he broke. I paid for that out of my pocket without even having a job. $650 from doing yard work, helping people, turning in pop bottles. I bought that car by myself without anybody's help.
So then the fucking... Because it was right across from the sheriff's office.
That was the first one that he blew up.
That gym, the parking lot there.
Yeah.
So got done dealing. They called the cops to file a report and all that shit. Well, yeah, cops came over across the street. I I told him this is the last insurance paperwork I had. I have not been able to afford insurance because it's fucking expensive. He goes, okay, well, seeing how you're in private property, I cannot do anything. I'm gonna...
Bandit, lay down, dude.
And I asked him, I was like, are you gonna impound my truck? Because I kind of need it. He goes, it's on private property. I'm going back to the police station to file reports. I don't want to see you again. I was like, okay. As soon as he left and I was able to leave, I fucking gunned it out of Greenville. Like, I was going 75,
See,
80.
here's the weird thing. Everybody's had problems with Greenville police.
No, I didn't.
I've had problems with state police. I've had problems with Kent County police. Kent County police in special. Ionia County. I've been pulled over by Ionia County. I've been pulled over by Belding. I've been pulled over by fucking...
Please tell me not Mount Pleasant.
Nope, I'm not. I actually hadn't even been to Mount Pleasant till the first time I took her.
So,
no, seriously, I have never been to Mount Pleasant. I've been all over the state, but I've never been to Mount Pleasant.
you know the gas station right down the road from Discount Tire and Crystal? Like, coming from Stanton going to Crystal, or Discount?
Maybe.
It's like Wilson's or something like that. Yeah, it is Wilson's.
I'm not finding the photo I'm trying to show.
I'm trying to go through my pictures with Nate.
Me and Avery, before his truck had the flatbed on it, we threw a engine hoist in the back of it, right?
Yeah.
Stop peeling at your nails.
Went to go take it to his uncle's house, which was in Vestaburg. You know that big old front yard with the tiny little house in it? As soon as you pass the gas station there on the corners, where Daisy Maze is, or the ice cream shop and all that, Dollar General. That's a clean ass Jeep. 99?
No, it was an 02, wasn't it?
Oh, you found it. Yeah, it was an O2. But both of the Jeeps that I had bought, like that one and the other one, were literally the same vehicle. Just different color.
Because there's a black one.
That's the one I seen when I first came over.
That's the one that you seen when you first came
The
over.
one that always had bald ass fucking tires that were always deflating.
It had
The one that I put a U-joint in and everything else. And then that's the same one that was sold to somebody down the road from my grandfather's house that blew out the back window on my brother's Blazer.
Yeah, because he fixed that vehicle and had it driving around.
Yeah, and was whipping donuts at the intersection where my dad used to park his their Blazer.
Yeah.
So
He destroyed that car.
see this gas station here, right?
Yeah.
This is the one where I was telling you. Right down the road from Dollar General right here. We were taking the engine hoist here. This house here.
Yeah.
Hello, people.
Got pulled over at the spot by a state boy.
All of my
'cause
people
Avery's truck
left me. There's
shifted
literally
down when we
nobody
were
in
going
here.
past a car. And then a state boy passes.
Like,
State boy walks up, and you see Avery's truck, the red 3/4 ton. Cop goes, "Sir, does this truck have a muffler on it?" We went, "No, it doesn't, because it's a diesel." He goes, "Well, you need to have a muffler on it, and you have a cracked windshield." I went, "Never heard no laws about a cracked windshield where it's not even in the driver's
I was gonna say
view."
if it's in the driver's view, they can get you for it. But if it's not in your in your line of sight where your eyes are at,
Kind of like where the cars was.
right, then
Like
you're fine.
the black truck, it has a little tiny spot of a crack.
Oh,
in the window.
dude, I've got one little J hook crack up in the top corner. Like you're fine.
The black truck, it has a little tiny spot of a crack.
Oh,
in the window.
dude, I've got one little J hook crack up in the top corner, like the very top. J hook crack up in the top corner, like the very like the very
on it's covering the whole dash.
right.
We're gonna move it back and then
Okay.
felt that right there.
Oh, by the way, question. Tell me how the windshield
Answer.
for a 34-year-old Ford truck is cheaper than the back glass for a 2008 minivan.
Easier to put on, easier to apply. Instead of getting a curve.
Could be also how big the window is.
Because the windshield, to get a new windshield for my truck, $250. To get a new back glass for that fucking van, $695.
It's because there's more tech involved in that one than there
Yeah.
is your truck.
That's the only thing that I can think of, because that rear window has a solar thing to
You
it.
also have the back windshield wiper.
No, it has not. The back windshield wiper has nothing to do with the back window.
Oh.
The back windshield wiper doesn't even fucking work.
You know
It
what
hangs-
I say? I cannot wait until he goes to prison.
Who?
P.
Preston. I'll say his name.
Same.
I don't care.
Why do you have...
Because I'm drinking it.
Well, it's your turn to babysitter. It's your turn to babysit. I'm going to pick up McKenna.
Cheers.
I've got mine.
Let me see your truck keys. I'm going to pick
I'll
up
trade you.
McKenna. You're
You can
babysitting
have
her.
this.
You got me fucked up. You thinking you driving my truck?
You
Hey,
can have
it's
my
fair.
pen, and
I
I'll
have-
take your pen.
I will not let anybody drive my truck until
No,
I get
you
the
won't.
brakes fixed and everything else figured out.
No,
I haven't even let my dad.
his
And-
next court date is in February, so she has to sit down and write her statement.
I gotta figure out how to pay my insurance, get my tags, and make it to fucking court on the 20th.
We'll have our truck. Wait, why the 20th?
My court date's the 20th.
Oh, crap.
5 days before my birthday, bro. And I have to go in and fucking fight a ticket.
I'm pretty sure you'll get away with it. Like, they had you come into court and then sent you home.
The public defender even told me, you're gonna check this box that says not guilty. You'll get another court date. It'll probably be dismissed.
Yeah.
Let's say walk in with proof of insurance and you'll be fine.
I already did.
Oh.
I showed him my proof of insurance and everything.
Yeah.
I had insurance on the truck 3 days later.
It's
Yeah.
weird that they didn't just dismiss it right there and then. Because they did that for me too. And I had a speeding and no insurance.
It's because they had too many people. He couldn't go talk to the judge. Which, when I had my... It could just be from different towns. But when I had my insurance thingamajiggy and all that, they didn't... Like, I didn't even talk to the judge.
And I got 16 days to go get my fucking fingerprints done. I have to have them done before the 20th.
I mean, that's just a walk up to the... That's walk in and go to the jail.
Yeah, I've tried 3 times now.
Let's say mine was through the same county. That's why I find it weird.
Yeah, typically they
keep telling me
fingerprint
to
you.
go.
I don't get why they didn't just have you fingerprint that day. Because
They
you
tried.
don't...
They told me to go to take my paperwork, go get my fingerprints done. I walk in, press the button, tell them why I'm there. They're like, "Have you ever been here before?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Okay, go sit down. Somebody be with you." So I go sit my happy ass in them fucking uncomfortable ass plastic
They
chairs.
are so uncomfortable.
Are you talking about the ones in the jail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sit my happy ass there, and crackle over the fucking little speaker thing. Hey, so we're really backed up with stuff today. When is the date that is your court date? And I was like, January 20th. They're like, well, just come back before then. You can go home for now.
Lucky fucker. They had me go the same day to my court date.
This is the very first time I've ever been in trouble.
You know the jeans that she likes on me, the holy ones? I went to when I had to go to the courthouse for my no insurance thing. That was fun. Those fuckers were
when John got pulled over in Elma, they pulled him over, told him that they had to take his car. And you know how typically if they pull you over, they send another cop out to watch your property and then they tow it? So that way, like, nobody hits your car or whatever. They have the second person
I've seen them
to take
leave it on the side of the road, too.
So they didn't do it this time. They had the cop bring him all the way from Elma to Ithaca.
Ooh.
And it was down, like, as if you were coming to go into, like, Edmore, like the way that you would take to go into Edmore, over by where the movie theater is. It was, like, halfway up there. I cannot think of what the freaking gas station is before it's, like, right on the outside of Elma. Like, the first gas station that you would hit.
Oh. Grandpa wants me to buy his truck.
I'm not talking about that. So, anyways, we're going down there. He gets, like, halfway to where the gas station is. He gets pulled over. They bring him halfway back into Elma, at least a mile away from his car, drop him off on the side of the road and told him to walk back to his car because there was something more important. He fought he got a ride from some dude back to his car because the dude, I guess, watched the cop unhandcuffed him and drop him off and then drive away. No, he didn't even speed off. He just drove away. No lights, no sirens, no nothing. Just turned around and drove away. According to Harley. So apparently he got dropped off. Well, he did get the ticket. He beat the ticket. Because when we were in there, he had told the dude that the cop dropped him off a mile away from his car, turned around, looked at Harley, and said, "Oh, well, I have something more important to do," because I guess something came over the scanner. And he's like, that's when the dude pulled off to the side of the road, dropped me off, and said, just go up at some point till then. Here's a piece of paper for your court date. Just make it up there to get fingerprinted, and then you're good.
I think I finally wore her down.
So he ended up getting away with with the whole entire ticket because...
Yeah, well, at this point, when this...
Can you give me my pants, babe? They're on the door. They were freaking wet from when I gave the dog a shower.
I was just going to step around you.
I just have to pee. They were freaking wet from when I gave the dog a shower.
I was just going to step around you.
I just have to pee.
By the time that this court date happens, and unless they push it back... By the time that this court date happens, and unless they push it back further, this will be almost 2 months after I got pulled over.
I was gonna say, didn't you get it before?
And unless they push it back further, this will be almost 2 months after I got pulled over.
I was gonna say, didn't you get it before, like, Thanksgiving?
I got pulled over November 27th.
Oh, yeah, so
it was just almost 2 months after I got pulled over.
I was gonna say, didn't you get it before, like, Thanksgiving?
I got pulled over November 27th.
Oh, yeah, so
it was just after Thanksgiving.
It would be around that time that you would have gotten whatever. Oh.
So, yeah.
No, it's just fucking weird because they should have... Oh, yeah, so
it was just after Thanksgiving.
It would be around that time that you would have gotten whatever. Oh.
So, yeah.
No, it's just fucking weird because they should have, like, you didn't have to go that far to be able to do whatever.
It also
so they
says
shouldn't have made you wait that long.
I was booked and released on a PR bond. A personal recognizance bond.
But you weren't even...
I was never put into the jail. But it says that I was released on a PR bond. A $500 PR bond.
You can actually fight that for, God, there's a certain word for it. I cannot think of the word for it, though.